Hello and welcome back to Stop and Go F1 for this breaking news video because Kimi Antonelli has finally signed for the Mercedes team for 2025. The worst kept secret in Formula 1 history is finally out. We'll get into all that and more in just a little bit. Firstly, like and subscribe, that is the rules, of course. And thank you to our members, Dakota, The Joyous James, Robin Myers, and Cinnamon Strudel. If you want to become a member, the link is in the description. But yes, here we are. The thing that we've all kind of known for a while, we now officially know. Because Kimi Antonelli will join Mercedes from next year to partner George Russell to replace seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Now, this is huge. I'm trying to think before of the last time a rookie joined a team of this size. And I mean, you could point to maybe Lando Norris joining McLaren, but when Lando joined McLaren, they weren't that great of a team. I mean, I think they'd finished 6th. I'm just going to double check that, but I think they were 6th in the championship the year before, so he joined 2019. Yeah, McLaren were 6th in 2018. And they just before that been 9th, 6th, 9th. So, yeah, Lando joined McLaren on the back of a bad spot. I think if you want to go back to the last time a rookie joined a top team for a full season, you probably do have to go back to Lewis Hamilton joining McLaren in 2007. I mean, although Mercedes, they're not as dominant as they were, but they have been in the top 3 of the Constructors' Championship for the last 11 years. Consistently one of the best teams in Formula 1. So this is huge. And, you know, we know how good Antonelli is. He's been one of the most hyped young drivers for a few years now. And I think his Formula 2 season, on paper, you look at it and go, oh, it's not too special. But Prema really have struggled this year. And I mean, when you look at that Hungarian weekend that he had in F2, where he won the feature, led a lot of the sprint, but kind of messed up on the tyres, he's been fantastic. He's been really, really good. So I'm really quite excited to see how he goes next year. I think he's definitely one to watch, there's no doubt about that. But it's just how good is he going to be? I think it might be similar to kind of Oscar Piastri, where he doesn't really match Russell in his first year, but he is more close than you would think a rookie should be. And he's just going to get better and better and better and better. The interesting thing about Mercedes now, though, because this is a huge changing point for them, obviously losing Lewis, who's been there since 2013, and now Russell has to kind of fill that role as the team leader, because obviously you can't have Antonelli being the team leader as a rookie. So Russell is now the face of this team with Antonelli in second place. But also, at that exact same time, this is all about Max Verstappen, which is just the mad thing, because the signing of Antonelli at a young age comes from Toto Wolff being haunted that he missed the opportunity to sign Max Verstappen all those years ago, 2015, when Red Bull just gave him the Toro Rosso seat, because it was between Red Bull and Mercedes, which one was Max going to go to? And Red Bull went, if you come with us, you can be in the Toro Rosso next year. Whereas Mercedes had Lewis and Rosberg at the time, so they couldn't offer him an F1 seat, and they went, we'll give you a really good F2 seat. And the fact that they couldn't give off a F1 seat is what lost Max for them. So now, Toto taking this risk on a young driver, I think totally goes back to Max Verstappen there, and he's like, I am not losing another one. I'm not losing another incredibly talented young driver. So I think that's got to do there. But also, it's still about Max Verstappen, because we hear all these stories now of Toto desperately wanting Max Verstappen. Apparently they had dinner together, or the management had a meeting, and all this kind of stuff. And it's all around, will Max be joining for 2026? So despite Russell being the team leader next year, his seat is massively in danger, because he could be dropped from Max Verstappen for 2026. So as much as this is a big changing of the guard moment at Mercedes, this time next year, we may see another big changing of the guard moment for Mercedes. So it's still all massively up in the air, and I think there's going to be a hell of a lot of eyes on that Mercedes team, because they've looked great at times this year, but they're not consistently great. Like, they won 3 out of 4 races in a row just before the summer break. But in terms of the championship, where are they on it? I've got it down here somewhere. Russell is 8th, Hamilton is 6th. So Russell's below Perez in the championship because they lack that consistency. That one thing they used to have, which was fantastic, they lack that. And despite the fact that they've won more races now than... so they won equal races to McLaren. McLaren are in this battle for the Constructors' Championships, where despite them being in P2, they look like favourites. Mercedes aren't there because they lack that consistency all the time. So it's an interesting one going into next year, where I don't think they'll be going for the title. They will probably win a couple races or be in contention to winning races, but I think they'll be in a similar position to where they are now. I don't think their car will change too much from now to next year. So Antonelli will have a solid base to build upon. And of course, he's got FP1 today. That's his first outing in the new Mercedes F1 car. But yeah, it's all incredibly interesting for Antonelli and incredibly interesting for Mercedes. And I think he will do incredibly well. I haven't seen what contract they've actually given him, but I imagine it is a multi-year deal, which again puts pressure on Russell, because if you give Antonelli a multi-year deal, he's there until 2026, 2027, so he's not getting dropped for Max Verstappen. So if Max Verstappen is coming into Mercedes, it's George Russell leaving, so I don't know where he's going to go, but, that's the interesting thing, isn't it? All the time, that will be in the back of George Russell's head now. He'll be given this position as like the head of Mercedes, you're our number one driver, but also, this time next year, you could be gone. So, think about that, why don't you, George? Oh, isn't it fun being a Formula 1 fan? All the drama, all the time. But yeah, that is our third rookie now for Formula 1 in 2025. And considering we have no rookies this year, it's quite the turnaround. So it is Behrman in the Haas, Doohan in the Alpine, and now Antonelli in the Mercedes, which gives us 3 very interesting rookies, I think. In 3 very different cars. I mean, in terms of the championship, Antonelli should walk that out of the 3 rookies. Behrman and Doohan might be a bit closer, looking at how the Alpine and the Haas have been pretty close this year, although the Alpine does look to be a little bit better now. But yeah, this is fun, and I'm enjoying it. Is there anything else to say about it? Oh yeah, in terms of seats now, the only one left is the Sauber. So it'll be interesting to see who goes for that one. I mean, I think they had all their sights set on Carlos Sainz. And obviously that fell down because he's gone to Williams. But now I don't know where they're going to go, because I think they want someone long-term who's going to kind of go with them into that Audi project. But they don't really have the time. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if they just went, we'll give Bottas another year, see where we are this time next year, or in 2 years' time to kind of build from there. But I think Bottas will be that one. And then once that's announced, that will be someone announced for every seat apart from whatever the hell is going on at Red Bull. The whole Sergio Perez, Ricardo, Lawson situation, because 2 of those will have a seat and 1 of them won't. And right now, Perez does have a contract in his back pocket, but I don't know how much that is truly worth in terms of his seat this time next year. So that is, of course, another story to watch go on for the rest of the year. But the big breaking news here today is that Kimi Antonelli will be in Formula 1 next year in the Mercedes, and of course I wish him the best of luck. We'll be back later on today for all things Italian Grand Preview, so make sure you subscribe for that one. And then we've got all the coverage of all F1, F2 and F3 all weekend. It's the F3 season finale. A new Formula 3 champion will be crowned, so make sure you subscribe for all of that. All that to come. It's going to be a very busy weekend. Until then though, I'll see you later. Have a good one. Goodbye.